So we do have Miss Beverley Ramsey-Moore. And good morning and welcome, my dear.
Good morning, Brother B. Good morning to your listeners, your viewers all around the world.
Yes, that is a pleasure having you. I'm loving your top there. It's looking nice colors and so on. You put out
Thank
that new,
you.
yes, indeed. All right, so let me
Thank
congratulate you
you.
first off. We understand that your books are cleared. Pan Trinbago have audited its books and we have good figures and so on. Congratulations on that.
Thank you. It's very important that we maintain accountability and transparency. And so we have been doing a good job and we look forward to continue on.
Great, great, great. All right, so let's get into it. October Carnival, Tobago. For the first time, Tobago is going to have, it's the THA Pan Champs, basically, given that it is now accommodated in October instead of February. Let's speak to the readiness. I'm a little bit concerned about the space at Market Square. That's my first concern. And I know we had Panorama at Garden Side Car Park. What made the transition from that space that we kind of grew accustomed to as opposed to Market Square?
So, ideal for Brother B is that space at Dwight Complex, Parade Park. That's the ideal space for Steelpan Panorama. But because, the general feel is to create that closeness and that bond and that love between the pan and the man and the audience, I think the Tobago House of Assembly wanted to do it a little differently by invading the capital of Tobago with the steel pan from Milford Road right up into Market Square. So yes, we would have expressed concerns. I know the region had several meetings. The region, led by Karen Fletcher and his team, they met with the Tobago House of Assembly officials. They visited the site. They invited, in particular, the large bands to come to see the area. And so far, we said, you know what, let's give it a try. We don't know if it is going to work. I mean, when you look at it, you think Market Square and the logistics, it seems to be a little difficult, but we were open to trying this space to see if we could make the Tobago Carnival brand or the Tobago Panorama brand a bit differently than having this big stage over there and then the audience over there. And so in that close up space, we thought to try something different. So we're just keeping our fingers crossed. From what I understand is that the entire roadway will be a part of the event. So that place in front of Festivals Commission and also to the back, which is that street, Tech, all that will comprise of the area where patrons can be.
Very good. All right, so let's go into that. How many bands are competing in that competition?
Well, we have several bands. I think we have about 8 or 9 registered small bands. The single pan bands will be a part of the pre-show, and then you have 3 of the top big bands in Tobago, as you know. Even though some of them are medium, but when we are in the Tobago space, it's all about the large bands. And then we have several medium bands. And Brother B, I am so excited about this event because
Yes.
I travel to Panorama around the Caribbean. And even though, for example, like Lucian, let me look at Lucian Carnival. Lucian Carnival is sort of built out just as we are doing it now in Tobago. One, in St. Lucia, the Panorama, the Soca Monarch, and the Calypso competition is on one weekend. And then the following weekend, you have the parade of bands and everything else that is to go with it. So we kick off the Tobago Carnival, create that energy and that atmosphere with the panorama into the blue food. And so we do hope as we build out this product, not just a Tobago panorama, but it is eventually will pan out into an international product.
Very good.
And so we are definitely hoping that all hands on deck, bands are preparing, bands are ready. And let me tell you this, Brother B, wearing my other hat, because I'm speaking to you now as a member of the Tobago region and, of course, president, but wearing another hat, what this is doing, it is going to evaluate at the end of the day the readiness of our bands.
Great. All right.
Because basically, we will do our homework and then we will know if we have to strengthen our bands. Because I am not going to sit here and tell you that I am not observing some challenges. And it says to me that Tobago bands really come out big for the national panorama. But after national panorama, we have challenges in terms of preparing in other national events, whether it's festival, whether it's 21st century and all of that. This panorama, we have to learn some lessons here in Tobago. How are we going to grow our membership base? What are our bands doing to grow their membership base? Because we observe what the challenge is, and it is going to be very serious as to lessons learned coming out of this great festival that will take place on Saturday. Brother B, it is going to be epic.
Fantastic.
It's going to be great.
You mentioned your
100
concern.
come to Market Square, all of Tobago, and let's celebrate our bands.
Right. I want to come to Pan and Powder just now, but you said that you're concerned about bands in Tobago. There is a concern with Uptown Fascinators not getting their place to practice yet. They were here crying on the stage. Almost the two sisters, I can't remember the name, but anyhow, they were here talking about that. They were promised this piece of real estate. They had to practice in the rain. They still have struggles with getting their band someplace. That Miss Moore, as put on your president hat of Pan Trinbago, you just expressed your concern. How can these bands who are unsponsored, don't have a place, get a place with your, your influence, should we say, speaking to the THA about that?
Brother B, I am quite aware of the challenge. I know that there was a commitment made by the Tobago House of Assembly to provide a home for Uptown Fascinators. The Steelband movement was built on resilience. From the moment the Tobago House of Assembly identified a space, which is whether it's in Jubilee Park or wherever, as a Steelband leader, all I want to know is where. And I called,
Okay.
Let me tell you something. You know Katzenjama Steel Orchestra occupied that space in Black Rock illegally for a number of years?
Really?
Listen, wow. The place where we were private land, and the yard, the pan yard or the pan tent was really in that dilapidated state. And we moved out and occupied a space on the basketball court. For about 3 years, we won our 2 national titles in 2011 and 12 on that basketball court, in the rain, on that big tent, We bought a container, I am not waiting. Blessings will not come to you unless you move. Take a leap of faith. So I was prepared, and I told the leaders of Uptown, I am coming to Tobago. Let us approach this thing together.
Right, good.
We will meet with the Tobago House of Assembly. I will do media with you and so on. By the time I came, I saw the interview going on the television, and the manager did tell me that, listen, we had to do, sometimes you can't fight battles on your own. You need all your strength with you. And so the fact is, I know that when we met with the chief secretary, we raised the Uptown situation again. And I believe that there will be a resolution to that matter very soon. But I want to suggest to Uptown Fascinators, Jubilee Park, just go in Jubilee Park where you think the space is. If Pan Trinbago has to provide you with that container, whatever we have to assist in providing you with to occupy, you go right ahead, and I am there with you 100%. And Brother B, let me tell you this, even when that panyard was built, they didn't want to give it to the band again, and you know what we did? We break the locks and enter.
Oh my God.
Like the spirit of the plan. You will not be kept back, but you have to fight.
All right.
So that fighting spirit is what I want to see coming from the leaders, and I am prepared. So if this evening Salisha call me and say, let's go Jubilee Park and start to cut the bush, trust me, I'll take in a plane and come home start to cut the bush.
Excellent.
Them and put it there.
All right, Mr. Ramsey-Moore, let's get into so I look forward to this Pan and Powder. You have introduced it to Tobago, and it's a hit. This year, obviously, the bands from Trinidad, the arrangement in having these bands, and of course the Tobago bands. Let's speak about the logistics as to how this year's Pan and Powder event will take place.
All right, so Pan and Powder is another great brand for Pan Trinbago. We are doing Pan and Powder all over Trinidad and Tobago. And as a matter of fact, international countries are reaching out to us to have a type of event like that, but it's patented to us. So you can't have Pan and Powder unless you talk to Pan Trinbago. Right. So again, the streets of Scarborough will be going with all those bands again. We are going to have that event. We have two bands from Trinidad, which is Massey Trinidad All Stars. As you know, they're the Sailor Mass band. And then BP Renegades will be in Tobago. They are doing a function with Cats and Jammers on the Carnival Friday night, which is broke out. And big things happening at the Carnival Friday night in for all the pan lovers. And then we have Pan and Powder the following day. And I know that in itself will be another great event. Come with your white shirt, find a band, be a part of the package. Bands will be offering to make some additional revenue. And let's flood the streets of Scarborough again.
All right.
But right now, the focus is on building out the Pan Omega, which is the last panorama around the world. Tobago will be giving that to the world. And so all pan lovers, Trinidad, in the region, come home to Tobago. Let's have a great time on Saturday, the 18th. Pre-show starting at 6 p.m. After the pre-show, then all those bands will be coming on stage. And one of the things I want to commend the Tobago region for is negotiating better prices. I've seen where the price for the THA Pan Champs in February would have moved from like $130,000 somewhere around there to the first prize now being between $300,000 to $400,000. Listen, the region has done a tremendous job to negotiate, and our bands need to step up to the plate and to ensure that the product is one that will be remembered. Because the first edition of this new THA Tobago Panorama must be great, so that the world will say, wow, we had a fantastic time in Tobago. And so it's only $150, and Tobagonians, we're going on. We bring in a beautiful product to you. It is one that will generate revenue for Tobago. With Steelpan, it's all about the social and the economic factors. And so the country or Tobago in itself will benefit. It's a downstream industry. The festival itself, service providers, hotel rooms, players, everybody will benefit. The welders, the arrangers, the drill masters, everybody will benefit. And so it's about building a Tobago product outside of the national event. And so really, we look forward to this majestic event that will take place on Saturday, Brother B. I know I see you there.
Of
I
course.
see you and your wife. We have two jumbies.
All right. So, Ms. Ramsey-Moore, we're looking forward to and I'm glad you're excited. I like that rebel stand that you want to take with Uptown Fast.
Nice pan, nice the spirit of pan,
Of course, that pan is, yeah.
Yeah, you can't just sit down and wait, Yeah. You have to take what is yours.
Excellent, yeah.
Don't sit back and wait and cry.
All right, but I want to just ask you though, Pan and Powder is going to make the wrongs garden side and so on, or is it going to end at, I'm disappointed if it's going to end at the Esplanade. Where is it going this year?
Well, the big stage will be up for the Carnival at that time at Market Square.
Right.
For all those events. And so obviously, as we go down the road, we go around the road and then we come back. Excellent. So that the big stage will be in place by that time. Yeah.
Very good. All right. Looking forward to it. Ms. Ramsey-Moore, always a pleasure. And of course, looking forward to seeing you as soon as you get back to Tobago. Congratulations again on the transparency you have brought to the institution, Steelpan, that your books are cleared and you have nothing to worry about. So you're making your money.
That's right. Carnival, with a 6 million surplus. Yeah.
All right, a pleasure. All right, thank you again. All the best to you. Yeah.
Thank you. And always remember, Pan is spirit.
Yes,
and
man.
Pan will never die. See you on Saturday.
Right. Excellent. All right, Beverley Ramsey-Moore, there, President of Pan Trinbago, doing a fantastic job, and we continue to feel proud that a woman from Tobago is at the helm of Pan Trinbago and doing a fantastic job.